off, but we're back. And we just got through with our organic health food meal for the night. And we're moving on right now. Ed, save the chair, would you please? Ed's back, and he's chewing on the furniture again.
It's organic termites.
And we have an aromatherapist with us tonight, Sylla Hanger, and she's right here to my right. How are you, Sylla?
We're good, Gary.
Which I've known this lady for, we shouldn't say we'll date ourselves, a while, a little while. And I know you were into all sorts of healthy sorts of things, and this aromatherapy is something pretty new. You've been involved in it how long?
I've been involved actually for about 10 years, but I didn't know it had a name called aromatherapy until about 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it is relatively new in the United States. It's pretty big in Europe, and but over here it's slower.
Well, what's involved in aromatherapy?
Well, aromatherapy means the use of essential oils which come from plants, flowers, trees, and herbs for health, beauty, and well-being. Health because they can heal minor ailments, headaches, cuts and burns, things like that. Beauty because they're excellent in skin care. They can rejuvenate the skin cells and help prevent wrinkles and varicose veins, preventative kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And well-being because they work on the mind. They can actually change a state of mind. They're very uplifting, most of them.
Oh boy.
Some are
We're going to have a lot of calls on that.
Well, we have our charts over there to list them all out.
Okay, well we do. Why don't we go to one? That's great, Rusty. We're really getting, All right, we have a chart over here to my left. Do you want to start with any particular one?
Well, I can just kind of explain what on the top chart, maybe, if they can get that.
If we can get on that top chart first, we're going to go to our aromatherapy charts, folks, so watch this. And Sylla's going to explain pretty much what you're seeing here as soon as we get live with our charts.
The oils are broken down. They've done a lot of research, and they have broken them down into categories such as regulating, which would mean that it works to raise or lower blood pressure or things like that. The sedatives would obviously... The sedatives would obviously...
It's casual right here. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Can you get any closer so that we can, like, maybe... Yeah, good, okay. All right. Oh, is that...
Barely hear you.
Okay.
Is that pretty much what you're looking at there, Sylla?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a good place to start?
If we can get an overall view of the chart.
Let's get an overall view.
How they're broken down into regulators, stimulants.
Whoa, that's real overview.
Whoa, just the top chart, yeah. There we go, whoa, good.
That's good.
See, they're listed out according to...
Aromatherapy chart at the top, it says. Stimulant
properties or sedative properties or euphoric. There are euphoric oils that make you happy.
Stimulators, sedatives.
So obviously...
Carburetors. No,
yeah, carburetors, right. That's a good selling one. So, for instance, the sedatives would be ones that would help you to sleep or to calm anxiety, depression, or depression, actually, you would want the stimulant type.
And what are some of the oils we look at when we think of sedatives?
Sedatives, marjoram is a very calming sedative oil. In fact, I mean...
one of the more frequently used?
It'll make people yawn.
No kidding.
Yeah. And stimulant would be rosemary.
Don't get that near Ed. He's already on.
Rosemary is considered a stimulant. It's very piercing. Lemon, peppermint type, the piercing scent.
No kidding.
A euphoric would be clary sage, which I was going to make you smell and see how you reacted to it. Let me grab my little oil box here.
She's grabbing her potion box.
Oh, here's
now this would be the equivalent of mixing potions,
actually,
wouldn't it?
in a way, I guess potions would be more herbal type things, but these are from the herbs. This is clary sage. It's one of the sages that, regular sage is toxic, and we don't ever use that in aromatherapy. There are some toxic oils, and it's very important to know which ones you're dealing with and to know what you're doing if you go out
Now, this is not like sniffing airplane glue. We want to emphasize that.
Well,
These are really...
If you take a little drop in...
I feel pretty!
I didn't say it made you crazy.
It just slipped out.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Eddie, let Eddie try that one. Let's
okay.
See what
is this one?
This is clary sage, which is considered a euphoric. Clary is also very good for regulating feminine cycles.
What? I can't talk.
You like starting over again?
Yeah, let's don't give him any margin.
No more of that.
Well, that is not. No, it does have an uplifting effect, doesn't it?
So, yeah.
Okay.
I need
Sorry you can't join us in actually sniffing these, but trying to explain them as eloquently as possible.
Absolutely missing a big event here, gang.
You are. Okay,
Yes,
what
you
else
are.
do we have there?
Well, let's see. We've got all kinds of things. I guess we should probably...
You can bring a guy up, down, and all around with these
That's right,
suckers.
yeah. They can be used to treat... they've been very successfully used to treat anxiety, depression, and a lot of research has been put into this in Italy, in the University of Milan, for instance. They're the ones who classified them according to their stimulant or euphoric properties. And they
so that chart was pretty much made up in Italy?
Well, that's where the research was done, yeah. This chart was made by Robert Tisserand, who, the blue book over there, he is considered our modern father. This is our Bible, The Art of Aromatherapy, and he has done more to bring aromatherapy back into the holistic healing field. It had kind of died down. I mean, actually, we've used
Now, wait a second. You used the word. Now, a lot of our viewers aren't familiar with holistic healing. Meaning
treating the whole person, not just a set of symptoms.
Okay.
When you go to the doctor, usually they say, what's your problem here? Well, here's something for your swelling, and here's something for your foot pain. But there's more to your swelling and your foot pain than that. Now, I'm not saying that I can treat that, or
I understand, but holistic healers are of service in a...
Holistic means that you treat the whole person. You take into consideration the body, the mind, the spirit, the soul, every part, the emotional part of the person, everything, because there's a lot involved in physical manifestation of an ailment.
And now that's a pretty age-old art, isn't it, holistic healing?
Well, yeah, Hippocrates was actually the father of holistic medicine.
There you go.
We kind of lost
That's a name everyone knows.
Right, along the way.
I mean, the doctors take Hippocratic oaths, don't they?
Yeah. And,
to this day.
And doctors do, I mean, I'm not saying doctors are bad. We need doctors.
No, doctors are good. In fact, good doctors are the best.
Right, but treating symptoms, there's a little more to healing a person than just treating symptoms. And the way the oils work as healing agents is that they kind of tune the body's immune system up and help the body heal itself. They regulate the things that need to be done. They can go into the bloodstream by putting them on the skin in a massage or a bath oil. They're in the bloodstream within an hour. And they travel throughout the whole body, and then they're expelled through the breath and the urine. But while they're in there, they help regulate the body and the immune system more than anything, which then takes over and heals the body.
Okay, you brought us some other leaflets and things.
Yeah, that's we're having Robert Tisserand's wife is coming to Tampa, which will be the first
the author of this
major
book's wife is coming.
Event. She wrote a book called Aromatherapy for Women. She talks basically from personal experience, having lived with him and raised children and been a wife and mother. She deals with a lot of female problems, childbirth, PMS, children's ailments, and how to use the oils to treat, everyday aches and pains. Not serious illness, but just minor headaches and irritable children. Put them in a bath of jasmine, they calm right down.
No kidding.
Yeah. I've treated my own daughter. She has had pneumonia twice, and as soon as we started using the oils, we used like a eucalyptus rosemary mix as a preventative, and she's not had it. Every time that she's come close to having it again, we massage her 4 times a day on the chest and back and do baths, and she never has gotten it again.
Again, this is a leaflet telling us about an upcoming event here.
Yeah, at the Embassy Suites. This is July 10th at the Embassy Suites on 30th Street. It'll be a whole day of aromatherapy.
And if you want more information on that or anything else you see on the show tonight, of course, you can write to us, and the address where to write will be flashing on your screen in just a moment. We also welcome your calls, and we have a caller now. Yes?
Seriously, that bitch is cunt.
Sick. Anyway, okay. Now, some of the other things, when we spoke on the phone, you were telling me that the different oils affect different people, or different people need certain oils.
You are usually attracted to what you need, like you're intuitively attracted. Like something that you don't need, say you don't need eucalyptus, then you won't like that. A lot of the times when people come in, well, what do I need? And I say, well, just try them and smell, and you'll find the one you need. You're the one that you need to balance your subtle energies or
well,
whatever.
which ones can we sniff right now to kind of get an idea of what we're...
Let's see. These are like fun little things to do here. I kind of picked out a few that I wanted, because I want to make you a personal blend, and I want you to try myrrh, Moroccan myrrh. Myrrh and frankincense obviously are very old There's been, I mean, all of these oils, not the oils themselves, but the herbs and the gums that they come from have been around, and we've used them for centuries. Since the dawn of mankind, we've used aromatics. And originally it was associated with religious, and I can't find it. I can't find it.
It was here somewhere. Huh?
It's here somewhere. There's only 8. Here it is. Tunisian myrrh. Let's see what you think of this one. These were put together by a company called Attar Bazaar, and these come with like a little pamphlet, and they talk about the spiritual or the mental uses of the oils, and they describe them. And myrrh is indicated for wounds of the heart.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh. Isn't that exciting?
So that's when Cupid strikes you, this thing will put your heart back together again.
Now, there's another one I want you to smell. Sylla Sheppard-Hanger.
Is this something that you recommend to bachelors that are thinking of getting married?
Oh, sure.
Cupid's arrow is already struck now. All right, mend it back. Come on, come back to reality here.
It. Or if it's not going too well, we have aphrodisiacs too. You know, it can help you. Ooh, try this. Sheppard. Too bad the people out there can't smell this.
Don't give it to Ed, please. Please, we'll be embarrassed on the show.
Sheppard is a blend of frankincense.
In fact, he might need some of that to keep up with Lena. Eddie just married a younger wife, and you know what that means, folks. You know what that means.
Just a wee bit younger.
A wee bit.
She's got a stronger constitution.
Very definitely. Can I ask a question, if I may, while you're digging up your next one? Is there a specific oil in there? You know, a little while ago, Gary had eaten the black beans. And I wondered, before the aromatherapy takes place, is there an oil that we can combine?
Look on the chart over there for flatulence.
That's an aromatherapy. You know what I mean? Good idea. All right, I just
had a little scent pot
in the interest of science.
Put the oil.
Oh, you did. Wonderful idea. That's right.
One thing we can say about the show tonight, though, Ed.
Yes.
It makes sense. Okay, now we have all sorts of, these are all aromas.
Yeah, these are single scents. These are some blended oils I brought. These are based on the zodiac signs. There's 12 of them, obviously. I just brought a few, and you are Libra, right?
Right.
Okay, well, you can have a little whiff of this.
God, she knew that just from looking at me.
She said whiff, Gary, not sip. He loves to get into anything that has a top on it, you know, this kid.
And this is the oil that you can use for
you smell this.
Or,
it brings to mind merriment right away when you smell this stuff. I'm serious.
See, one thing the aromas do is evoke memories, because when you smell this, the nose is a direct connection into the brain to the limbic system, which is responsible for memory, learning, and emotion. So immediately, most people, when they smell something, they go, oh, that reminds me. It takes me back.
That's right.
Because
it's just
smell memory lasts 10 times longer than visual memory.
No
so scents can evoke a lot of
like
stuff.
when you go into a library, your first, you know, thoughts of a library when you went when you were a little boy or whatever, in your case a little girl, come to mind, right?
That's right. Or grandma's house. Or
That's right.
When people smell a lot of different things, you'll say, oh, this reminds me of grandma's house.
Right,
you know.
dull, boring.
When I grew up, here's Pomerosa. Let's see how you react to that. She likes them all. We haven't found one that you didn't like yet.
Ooh.
Okay.
The one
it's so new and interesting, though. You know.
This is spikenard now.
This is going to drag me down, right?
Spikenard's a very old scent. This is what Mary anointed Jesus' feet with.
No wonder she put it on his feet. That's obvious.
And this one,
according
to a psychic reading.
Oh, goodness gracious.
See, that's the kind
Even he went for the feet immediately.
But I think I was going to make you a little personal formula here, and I think the myrrh would be highly indicated for you. The Moroccan myrrh, and maybe a little frankincense too in there.
Now why? Tell me why.
Well, the myrrh because for wounds of the heart, and not that you're wounded, but I think you've been through a lot of stress in the past couple of years, and I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like that's what you need, and
no kidding.
You know, it's like, I don't know.
You get a sense.
Message, yeah.
Right, that's great. A sense.
And
Eddie, get that? Eddie, we got to cue you to laugh?
No.
She got a sense of it.
I was just curious as to how many times you utilize this. I mean, we're talking about the mixtures and everything.
Right.
But how often? How many times a day?
Oh, you keep it in your environment. I mean, we keep things in our shop. We have it going all the time, and people come in on their lunch hour just to breathe the air, and they take home a cotton ball with them because it's calming. It's very calming, especially salesmen. They're the perfect ones because they're always on the road and hustle bustle, and they take one with them. It just calms you down in between, you know, riding in the traffic and everything. I mean, they definitely can calm you down.
Yeah, the interesting is the police officer pulls up and sees you with a cotton wad up your nose.
And say, oh,
that goes over big, fellas, out there. Yes.
No, that's interesting.
I'm sniffing my myrrh, officer.
Yeah,
but Ed, you got to admit, it had an effect on you, didn't it?
They work. They really work.
Yes, it certainly did. I forgot where I was for a minute. Yes.
Which is not entirely bad, is it?
No, not at all. I could use that.
You may forget where you're going tonight. That would be bad.
Yes,
but,
very definitely.
And juniper. I want to give you a little juniper because you have that swelling, and juniper is diuretic.
This finger of all fingers.
I know.
Yes.
And Carla and I were talking about what meridian that is.
This finger.
With.
This finger.
So it's all kind of related.
Thanks, Paul.
Our cameraman even had a little interjection
today.
there.
I just can't.
Talking about the nose is the greatest organ for memory.
Berry.
What was this one? Ginger?
Juniper.
Juniper.
This is what they make
interesting.
Gin
Wow. What do they make from
it?
Gin. Ooh.
Just going to add a little bit of that in there because juniper is pretty potent. Although that's probably...
That was pretty potent,
yes,
wasn't it?
Yes, it is. It certainly is.
Okay. Your personal blend, Gary?
My personal blend.
This way, in aromatherapy, your perfume becomes your medicine.
It smells like India to me. You know, I went to India for a month. It smells, this brings back memories of India.
Yeah. Is that right?
India was a calming part of my life, though.
Was it?
Very much.
You could probably use it.
You had mentioned earlier...
You rub a little bit on your
that's what I was going to
hand
ask,
okay.
about the skin.
Smell it, yeah.
But, you know, such as perfume with ladies, for instance. Now, there are no two women where the same scent can occur from the same perfume.
Right. Yeah,
does this occur with these oils as well?
Well,
I mean, would it change from a cotton ball to your skin?
Because everybody's skin is different. Everybody's physiology is different, yeah. So it would definitely change. Everybody has their own personal odor. Even with nothing on, a fresh, clean body is a definite personal odor.
Absolutely.
That every individual person has, just like a house has its own odor, too. Take something out of your mother's house and bring it to your house, you can still smell her house on that item, you know.
That's true.
And so the
When things come from my mother's house, I can smell mothballs. Always.
Here's the top of your bottle.
Oh my God.
Now you take and play with this, and you know, if anything interesting happens, you can tell everybody next week. Or you might not want to tell them.
No, I like it. I like it. Interesting. Okay, now, in speaking to you, you brought up the fact that some doctors in France are experimenting with these essential oils.
In France, the only aromatherapists are doctors. In England, in the United States, it's whoever, because it's not regulated. But in France, it is actually taught as part of their curriculum. They take 2 extra years of plant medicine, and they treat serious illness with not only essential oils, but other plant extracts. Essential oils only have like 1 to 20 carbons, and anything over 20 carbons is considered a plant medicine. But the oils themselves are used to treat, and they actually inject the oils and put them in capsules, and people ingest them. Whereas
you had another interesting fact. Okay, do you want to continue on that vein?
That's fine.
All right. The other thing that you had mentioned earlier was what it takes to get the oil extracted from the flowers or plants, or and so on. Now, you had mentioned one in particular, which was rose, that it took...
Well, let's back up a minute.
Okay.
Eucalyptus, we're talking how many kilograms of leaves of herb it takes to get 1 kilogram of oil. Okay, for eucalyptus, it's 50 kilograms of leaves gives you 1 kilogram of oil. Lavender would be 150. It takes a little more lavender to get that 1 kilogram, but for rose and jasmine, the florals, it takes 4,000 to 6,000, or 2 tons it takes to get 1 pound of rose.
Isn't that incredible,
Wow.
Eddie? Is that outrageous? Now, you wonder why your perfumes, now a lot of the perfumes have these
all
rose
your florals
scents.
are that way. Rose, jasmine, neroli, which is orange blossom, which is what we have here a lot of.
And Chanel No. 5 has Bulgarian somethings, right?
Yeah. Now, most of the commercial perfumes these days are synthetic. They have very little natural ingredients.
No kidding.
And they're also 90% alcohol. which,
Yeah,
you know, evaporates
that's for
right
sure.
away. And they say that alcohol kills the living effect of the oils, because oils are a living part of the plant. I brought some rose geranium here, for instance, and if you just rub your finger on there, you can smell the oils are in little glands or little sacs, and when they shoot steam through these, that's how they produce the oil. It's not like they grind up this whole plant. The oil is a separate part of the plant. You can try that as well.
Try that, Eddie. It's
and,
wonderful.
Now, what is this plant?
This is rose geranium. This rose geranium is often used to cut rose oil. You see, that's another problem with the market or the commodity of essential oils, is they can be tampered with all the way down the line. If the time
And how would a consumer know?
They wouldn't. Unless they were buying from someone who is selling only aromatherapy quality oils, which, you know, I mean, just the ethics involved in it, is, you're not going to tamper with it.
So it's buyer beware again.
Right, exactly. You don't want to go out to the health food store and buy something and drink 2 drops of it. You don't know what it is.
Right, which was another thing you had mentioned.
Yeah.
A lot of oils that you go to the health food store to get.
It just says thyme oil. Well, that could be anything. It could be absolutely anything.
Which are
like the oils I use would be Thymos vulgaris linalool. That is a chemotype oil. It's from the south part of France. It is so mild you can put it on a newborn baby skin. But Thymos vulgaris, the regular Thymos vulgaris, it will burn you up. It'll create a blister on your skin. It's so potent. So you have to know what you're doing to start with.
Right.
Or buy from someone who says this is aromatherapy quality, or these are perfume. You can put these on your skin. You know, you just don't want to go out and buy something and start using it without knowing what you're doing.
Now, some of these you mentioned were a little rarer to find than others. I mean, some of them you can find. They're all over the place. Some of them are very rare to find. Which are the rarer ones that...
well, there's such thing as Melissa, which is hardly even produced. It's so rare that I can't even get it. And it's also very expensive. Just the world production of it is so small, they just don't grow it.
And you had also mentioned that some of them can be taken internally.
Yes, a lot of them are taken internally. The book, Robert Tisseran's book, talks about how to do that.
So all of these, I mean,
obviously,
as you said,
though, you need to know what you're doing, and I don't ever tell anyone to take anything internally.
Okay, so these are used, as you said, in steam baths?
Yeah, in baths. Massage is an excellent way. You could, you know, have an oil blended up and take it to your therapist, or do it yourself after your shower. You always want to put it on clean skin, because they do penetrate, and whatever's on the skin is going to go in with them. So if you're sweaty and dirty, that's going in too. Or, or if they're cut with weird things like propylene glycol, that's going in with them too. They can penetrate right in.
What about the commercial oils we see on the market today, like intensive care lotions? And
those are pretty much mineral oil, which for one isn't good for your skin because it can pull out vitamin E, and it doesn't penetrate. What those kind of do is seal the moisture from coming out, and that's how they keep your skin soft. I mean, ideally, a moisturizer, that's all it does is seal the moisture in. But if you want to really moisturize, you need to wet the skin first before you seal it in. So you don't want to put moisturizer on dry skin, then all you have is oil on skin.
And what about the vitamin E creams that you see?
Vitamin E is a good thing to use. It's something the body needs. And
but how do you know when a consumer goes out and they get a jar of vitamin E cream? What else is in that vitamin E cream?
No one knows.
You know, that baffles
you should buy the capsule, pierce it yourself, and put it on.
Is that the way to do it?
That way you know. If
that's what Michelle did
E.
recently. She got capsules and pierced them.
Yeah, that's the best. Plus, vitamin E, like any other oil, goes rancid. They combine with oxygen, and then they're not effective. Your body can't use those kind of oils. Any oil does that. Even our massage oils will do that after a while. So vitamin E does that also. So you want to, if you use it out of the capsule, then you're not going to worry about a whole big jar going bad, you know, or a whole bottle going bad. It's a lot more efficient.
So the vitamin E is best taken straight from the source.
Capsules, yeah. And obviously you want it like an organic source, and if you know your vitamins, then you'll know who has those. And
well, what sorts of things do you use to cleanse? What sorts of oils or what have you?
I use lavender a lot. I mean, actually, I use soap and water, like a pH balance.
I've heard of it. Ed, you've heard of that.
But then for moisturizing cream, you just put...
Saturday nights, it's a big item.
Really? Every Saturday, whether you need it or not.
Right. Behind the ears, for sure.
But then for moisturizing, I mean, a cream is really oil and water with an emulsifier, which doesn't penetrate in the skin. So why go through all that? You can make your own treatment oil is what we call them here. You'd make a treatment oil according to your skin type, normal, oily, dry, acne.
Right.
And you just mist your face and put a few drops in and rub that in, and that way you're sealing in. You're making your own cream right on your face, as opposed to an emulsifier and all these other things in a jar. You can also take a treatment oil that's made a blend for your skin type and add to your own cosmetics, whatever is being used now, your own skincare program, because basically cosmetics are inert, they're not going to react, and the essential oils are just going to help promote the action that they're doing.
Okay. What about, you mentioned something about rose oil. Were you able to bring any tonight?
Yeah, in that silver thing over there. In fact, I brought some real rose and some synthetic, so you can kind of smell and see what the difference is, and the same with jasmine.
Folks, I know you can't smell this, but
is too bad.
believe me, this studio smells great
Smell this.
tonight.
This is something interesting. It's not an essential oil, but it's called oud, O-U-D, and it's going to knock you out.
Oh, it is.
This is almost like a narcotic. This stuff is exceptional. I wanted to show that to you.
It is. What?
It's a mixture of musk, sandalwood, oud, which comes from the aloes wood tree, is the most expensive oil in the whole world. It's like $14,000 an ounce.
No kidding. And where does it come from?
Oil. This is from the Bedouin tribes of Egypt. This is way back. Can't you just see the tents and the camels?
And you said it came from a tree. One of them comes.
Well, one of the oils that's in here,
Oh,
oud, O-U-D, and it is the most expensive oil in the whole world.
I'll be darned.
I just want to show you that.
That's unusual.
This is.
This is our private stash.
This is. This is all the rose oil. I have one drop to my name. I'm getting some more, but it's so expensive. I mean, 2 drops cost me $12.50.
Oh my goodness.
Now you might have to tip that out a little bit to smell it.
No, I think I can smell it.
Synthetic here. Oh, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah, it is getting
that
toward the happy hour
to this.
in here
Now smell this.
with the same.
Tell me if you don't notice the difference.
Yes, big difference.
There's no comparison. The synthetic is very soapy and just almost jumping on you. The real, true rose is very refined and elegant, almost.
Oh, this is
demure.
delicate.
Demure. What a nice French word to use.
There's a big difference, yeah.
My nose
and there
will never
is
be the
nothing.
same.
Even though rose is so very expensive, it only takes a tiny, minute amount, which is a good thing. And the same with jasmine. Both rose and jasmine are some of the best for anxiety, calming. Isn't that nice? Jasmine's great. Now,
Paul, you want to try this? It's wonderful. Maybe it'll make you a little happier.
That's the synthetic jasmine. Jasmine and rose you don't ever find on the street shelves. If you do, you can be assured that it is not.
Holy
that one's
odors,
much better.
That's something else.
Yeah, in the pure oils, you can almost like smell the green fields. It's like you're standing right there. The synthetics is like you're bombarded.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people have allergies to the synthetic. That's why a lot of people have allergies to perfume and cosmetics.
Well, where do we get these?
From me.
Scented soap as well.
Is there any place else to
I don't know any place else in Tampa.
No kidding.
There's a few other places in Florida.
Okay, well, if you need to know, you can, again, get in touch with us. We can flash the address up on the screen again. So if you want any information about tonight's show, you can write to us directly, and we'll be happy to supply you with information, or names and numbers, and that sort of thing. If we can bring that up.
I teach also if people are interested, and I give CEU credits to massage therapists.
Oh, so good.
This is orange blossom, you guys smell. That'll make you think you're out in the field.
I love smelling things like this.
Right? It's so much fun.
It really is.
This is my little niche in life, is to share this with the world, because just scenting the air around you and using these oils can really, you can feel good, and it's healthy, and it's legal.
Right.
Well, she just had an excellent point there about healthy, because, you know, I work in the kind of business I do, the scents that I get. You don't know how this is appreciated.
Yes, that odors will do more
Eddie
to make
sells
you
shoes,
upset.
so he's...
And I've had every kind of scent that you can imagine. So tonight is a blessing in disguise. Thank you very much.
We're about ready to wind down, it looks like, folks. So from me, Gary Platisse, Sylla Hanger, and Ed D'Angelo, good night, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.